amberwiththelovegal.com. My website is pretty much about how to get your ex back. Focuses on relationship advice, breakup advice, and I think one of my purposes here is to help people in the same situation that I was in. I put out a video maybe a month or so ago, and it pretty much focused on just the general how to get your ex back general advice. Pretty much want to break down the difference between approaching a man and approaching a female, because men and women, we react to things differently. You can't approach how to get your ex-boyfriend back the same way as how to get your ex-girlfriend back. But this video is going to be about, fellas, I am helping you out, or women, I'm helping you out, how to get your ex-girlfriend back. Of course, everybody's situation is different. Your situation may be, it may feel impossible, but I need you to watch this video to the end. I'm gonna let you know, and this is something that you may not want to hear at all. Women, us women, we typically fall for you guys first. Regardless if you guys make the moves first, guys think you're choosing us, but no. The good thing about that is we pretty much fall for you first. We probably won't let you know until like you say it first, just so we won't feel rejected. But the thing about that is, when we are going through things, we typically fall out of love first, and we're just there. We're there physically, but we're no longer there mentally and emotionally. And I say this because I want you to go about the situation with caution. In your mind, you're probably like, oh, we broke up like February 4th or something like that. But in her mind, she broke up with you, she already been gone. So your situation is probably a little bit more complex than what you're thinking. Just trying to give you advice from a woman. If there has been a certain situation where she's constantly been asking you to change something, or you're constantly doing something, or you're constantly fighting and she doesn't like it, and you know she just wants to leave, but the changes never came, it may be a little harder for you to get her back. But I'm not saying it's impossible, because like I said in my other video, there's a thin line between love and hate. As long as the strong emotion is there, then you can flip that switch. So I'm going to be giving you a few tips today. Like I said, the full guide is going to be in the description box. Go ahead and get that if you just don't want to make things any worse. Okay, first tip. Okay, so in the first step in order to get her back is make the necessary changes about yourself or about the situation before you try to go back and get her. Now, right now you're probably scrambling like, I really don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her to another guy. And you're just trying to think, you're trying to pull out all the stops, you know what I'm saying? You're doing all the things that she's been wanting you to do, but right now it's kind of at the point where it's too late and you're forcing it. So right now I want you to take a step back, chill, breathe, go look in the mirror and be like, okay, what can I change now that's gonna benefit us later on? For example, I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just giving an example. If you have constantly cheated on her, or you've been lying to her, or you haven't got rid of something that she just isn't feeling, you have to get rid of it. If you want your relationship, and I'm not just saying you want your relationship back for a few months, if you want your relationship back permanently, then you have to fix whatever problem that damaged your relationship in the first place. Like I said, if you were a cheater, you can't just stop cheating for a few months. You have to stop cheating, period. If you were been lying to her, you can't just stop lying for a little bit. You have to stop lying, period. If communication was the issue, you can't just do it enough to band-aid the problem. You have to continue to communicate with her if that was the issue. I don't know what your situation is, like I said, but you know deep down what that issue was. So before you even step to her again as a man, you have to say, okay, look, this is what the problem was. Now, if I want my girl back, then I have to fix that. 2, while you are apart, use this time to grow mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. Use this time to really work on yourself, because in order to get your ex back, you have to show her something different. You can't just pop up the same old person that you were and expect her to just take you back. You're gonna have the same face, but you need to have a new vibe about you. Something that's refreshing, something that's gonna make her take a step back and be like, you know what? Something feels different this time around. If nothing feels different, you're gonna be stuck in the same situation that you've been in. Right now, if you're trying to get her back, then there's a chance that you guys aren't even married or something like that. Go out and show her like, hey, I'm a new person and I'm ready to step to you real this time. I don't know, go get a makeover, go get a new haircut, get yourself together. So when you do step back to her, she's like, okay, I think he's ready. Ask yourself, would you date you? Would you date you? Honestly, because a lot of you guys are very prideful. Your egos are through the roof. I've heard time and time again of men telling their women, you can't do better than me, nobody's gonna love you like me, blah blah blah. Go humble yourself. Okay, I want you to think of it like this. If you're like, yeah, I would date me, then why isn't she with you? Humble yourself. Sometimes you believe that so much in your head that you start believing it. In her mind, she like, oh yeah, okay. Trust me, there's always an upgrade, but you're pretty much in a battle with yourself. You're in competition with yourself. How can you beat the old you? In order to change the narrative, there's a chance you are not gonna like this. In order to change the narrative of your situation, you have to give her space. I'm not saying you have to go away for years or months and stuff like that. Shorty has to, or have enough time to actually miss you. Men, you guys seem to panic when, you know, she's leaving. You want to be all in her face. You're doing crazy stuff like popping up at her house and, you know, blowing up her phone, texting her mama, and chill. And if she's meant to come back to you, she will. 14 days. Stop the nonstop calling and texting and arguing, and just stop. You need at least 2 weeks, because right now, you pretty much want her to see you as a new person, and you have to do things that she's not normally expecting you to do. So after the 2-week period, what I learned from the guy that wrote the guide that I followed, I did not think this was gonna work. He was like, write a letter to your ex. I was like, write a letter? First of all, who's still writing letters? You mean I have to go get a stamp? Like, are you serious? But he was like, write a letter. He was like, do not send this in text or email or anything like that. And if you do not have her address, how serious was your relationship? Don't take offense to that, but if you should have her address if y'all were in a relationship. Write her a letter. I'm not asking you for a Leah 4-page letter. I'm asking that you write a couple paragraphs, no longer than a page. This does not have to, you're not pouring your heart out. What you're gonna do in this letter, and I need you to handwrite it. If your handwriting is disgusting, try very hard to write legible. Agree with the breakup. Even if you don't, yes, agree with it. Because right now you need to flip that switch. You need her to go, oh, okay. He's actually agreeing with what I'm saying. You tell her the relationship where it was not healthy. I don't know what happened in your situation. You can make it as unique to your situation as you can, but I'm just giving you a general guideline. It wasn't healthy. She deserves better than what you could offer at the time. You wish her a great amount of happiness and peace and whatever words that you want to throw in there, and say you hope one day in the future that you can be friends. Hear how you're gonna reel her back in. Like, you know, I've been getting great news since last time I've talked to you. Maybe one day we can sit down and I could share it with you, and then that's it. And like peace, love, and all that extra stuff. Like I said, there's a video. If you go to thelovegal.com and click the instructions button, that's right there. T-Dub is pretty much going to go into it further. He can explain it much better than I can. Well, when I tell you, I was like, okay, well, everything that I'm doing right now is not working, so let me just go ahead. Let me go ahead and see what he's talking about. Let me just do it. When I tell you, my ex texted me. I said, are you serious? Like, this actually works. So I'm not just yanking a bunny out my hat. Like, just try it. But I want you to keep in mind that women, we pretty much operate off emotion. So if you could pretty much respect her feelings, acknowledge how she's feeling, actually sit back and think, like, okay, how is she feeling? Why is she feeling like this? How can I make her feel better? So like I said, I won't make this video long. This is Amber with thelovegal.com. I just want to give you a few tips and a few things to think about, because you're probably in a situation where you're like, oh, okay, everything I'm doing is not working. So just try what I'm saying. Like I said, go to thelovegal.com and get the full instructions. One of these tips helped you, hit the thumbs up button. I will greatly appreciate it. Just let me know you're really watching and you made it to the end of this video.